Alright, so I tried a little experiment. As I get closer, you'll probably notice it. So what I did was I created this out of a 5mm ply. So it reduces my view out the back, but I barely notice. And the goal is that if I need to create like maybe some solar through here, or bring in any kind of power or ventilation, I can cut it in that wood without having to put any holes in the truck. Also, I finished off this area, and you can see the wood part of my board, I guess, my wooden insert in the back window. And this here was a lot of work. It was like, I don't know, it looks kind of, it's got some crazy angles. It's like a stealth fighter or something, I don't know. It's got weird angles. I bet it doesn't pick up radar. Anyhow, this is like 3 layers, so it's got the outer layer, and then it's got an inner layer that starts about right here behind it that's sandwiched, and it goes up into the run channel. Kind of emulates the original glass. And then behind that is another piece that's almost exactly like this that screws off. Now there was one issue where the glass wasn't actually catching the channel, and it wanted to go off on its own path. So what I had to do was I had to pull it back. So I had to screw this off here and catch the edge of that channel. Otherwise it would have sat instead of here, it would have sat up here, and it was like the glass would bypass it. Kind of did the same thing over on this side. And oh, I got a little bit of trim up. And I'm sorry I haven't been recording. My son has been on leave from the Navy, so I've been spending some time with him, and actually we spent a lot of time in the shop together. I kind of did my thing, and he is an avid airsofter, so he's been modifying guns and weathering his guns and doing his thing, and been hanging out together in the shop, so that's nice. So I didn't take much time to record, so I apologize. And the stuff that I was doing was really fiddly. Just a lot of patterning here and a lot of patterning on that. So anyway, let's focus. There you go. Anyway, that's an update. Okay, I'm going to start tackling the battery isolation. So the way this is from Napa, and this is an ST51 solenoid. So when it's not energized, which is this is the signal to energize the solenoid, this stays open, which means there's no contact. So when you turn on the ignition, this energizes, closes the contact, and then we have energy flow through from one side to the other. So what that does is, when the ignition is off, my 2 batteries are isolated, which means I park somewhere, I turn the ignition off, I use my 12-volt leisure battery, separated from the vehicle starter battery, and if for some reason I leave something on or I drain that down all the way, I still have my 12-volt starter battery that's still good. Now, there's an added benefit. If for some reason my vehicle starter battery goes bad, I still have the 12-volt leisure battery. I turn the ignition on, and I can get help from the other battery. If for some reason there wasn't even 12 volts to energize this, I can just jump this 2 sides and be done with it. So that's another benefit. So what I need to do is I need to run a cable I'm going to mount the solenoid somewhere like down here. I'll run a cable from here down to one side of the solenoid. It'll terminate there. Then I will run another cable along here through the firewall. This is the front door. Underneath there. Underneath there. Under there. So let's go back here. So it'll run under this crap, hopefully, and over the firewall and into the area and into my leisure battery, which will be parked back here. So I'm going to start pulling cable and terminating ends and see how that goes. All right, so I've got the cable ran. This is actually military spec, like cable. It's aviation grade. So it runs down here, along under the fender well here, through the grommet. And I already buttoned this back up when I realized I hadn't taken any video. So it comes out there, behind my kick panel here. Comes out, it goes under there, under here. Oh, I gotta put that piece of trim in. So then it runs under here and then goes under the bed where those little cubbies are, goes across there. You can see it. Whoops, sorry about my finger there. You can see it running along here, and then it comes through behind the cabinet here. It looks like I gotta pull some slack up here. Runs through here, inside the quarter panel, then back out, and comes out here where the battery will be. So I'll terminate these ends, pull some of the slack out of the system, and I'll get a video after I get all the slack out and get the ends terminated. I'm a little anxious about terminating the ends. I've never really done that on large cable before, so I hope I have the tools to do it. Okay, I got this end terminated. It's a loop termination here, and then it goes on this post right here, which is attached to this battery terminal, which when I get the battery I will bolt that in. So that's done. I'm going to move up to the front, and this stuff I got bolt cutters to cut with. What's crazy is, so it went, this was the outside casing, and then it went to this white, and then it went to this blue, and it was silver. So I don't know how good that, I mean, I know that cable's good, but I don't know if it's silver or aluminum. Not sure, but it's military spec, so I'm sure it's more than capable. So I wanted to take video of this end of this cable before I don't know, maybe some of you guys know out there what this is. Just kind of curious. Thought it was copper, but that ain't no copper. Maybe it's like silver coated aluminum, I don't know. Maybe it's some Area 51 shit. Who knows? Okay, so I've got the battery out. This is my termination going all the way back to the auxiliary battery. So this is going to go to one side of the solenoid. I'm going to mount the solenoid right here, and then I'll run a self-tap or sheet metal here. But since this is a self-grounding solenoid, it uses its mounting to ground. I'm going to grind away the paint right here so I get a nice good ground. Okay, so I got the solenoid mounted. I've got that through bolt here where I ground away for a good ground, and then I've also got a self-tapper here, which is also going to provide a good ground. So I'll hook that one up, and then I need to make a short one so this one will go to this one, and then I'll make a short one over to the positive, and we'll be good to go in the engine compartment. Oh, and then I need to, this is a signal wire that'll go here that went back to the blue and red wire out of the ignition, the backside of the ignition harness. So I already ran that one as well. So we'll get that one terminated with a loop on it, and isolation solenoid should be good to go. Okay, so I don't know if you can see my solenoid down there, but let's put the test light on it. So that side of the solenoid is hot. The ignition is off right now. That side is not. And then there's a signal wire right down the middle, which is not hot either. So let me go flip the ignition on. I'll just start it. Okay, so still hot on the feed side, and now I'm hot on the outside. And obviously, to accomplish that, I don't want to short this thing out, but the signal wire right down there in the middle is hot. That's what activates the solenoid. So we go to the back, and let me find a good ground here. And this is going to go to the auxiliary, and I'm hot. Let's go turn the ignition off. And I'm not. So I need to wrap that thing up so it doesn't short out on something until I get my battery. And then I'm also going to have to fab up a negative cable and find a good ground for that. Shouldn't be too hard with all this exposed metal back here. But I finally got that project done. I screwed up the first solenoid because I didn't realize that, oh shoot, let's see if I can get it to focus. So if you notice, there's, coming off the solenoid, there's a nut, focus, and then there's my lug on the end, and then there's another nut. Well, I took off the first nut, which loosened everything up, and when I put the lug on and then tightened it up, I think I separated the lug internally from the on whatever kind of board or whatever's in there, but I broke it. I took it back to Napa, and they warrantied it for me, thank goodness. So don't do that. Don't take the bolts off that are already on there. You probably already knew that. I'm just an idiot, because it came with a bag of bolts, so I don't know what I was thinking. I kind of forgot that there was a bag of bolts that came with it, or nuts that came with it. So anyhow, that project is done. And let's see if this thing will still fit over. Yeah, sort of. Whoops, finger, sorry. God, I'm the worst cameraman. So,